Hi, this is Erica A. Murray, your global business consultant, right outside of the home of Mr. James Goren of Zuccherini Development. He's doing a huge investment here in Jamaica, and we're going to talk to him about global business and why he chose to invest in Jamaica. Hi, this is Erica A. Murray, your global business consultant. I am here at Trial Estates in Hanover, Jamaica. I am here with Mr. James Goren of Zuccherini Development. Thank you so much for allowing me to enter into your home and do this interview. I'm here doing interviews in Jamaica. I want to talk about global business and doing business here in Jamaica. And you are a native Italian, correct?
Absolutely.
You live in New York as well.
I lived in New York for 30 years.
For 30 years. Okay, and so now you're living part of your life here in Jamaica because of your huge development, in which I did attend your groundbreaking for Holland Estate, which is major.
Yes, I'm spending most of my time now in Jamaica, and I have to say I'm very happy.
I'm very jealous. Okay, let's talk a little bit about how you came to do business here in Jamaica. Let's tell the world why you're here in Jamaica.
I am in Jamaica because I thought that there was a great opportunity to do some good and to do some business as well. I was absolutely amazed by the lack of comfortable home in Jamaica. Wealthy people could have wonderful mansion, but the poorest did not have really any place to call home. I saw too many shack, too many uncomfortable place without running water, place without electricity, certainly without sewer. And I do not believe that in the 21st century this should be living condition for relatively prosperous island so close to the United States.
Oh, great. So the affordable housing project is going to be actually affordable to those individuals who work in many of the resorts that people around the world visit. And what I don't think that many people around the world understand is that those people have to journey miles without any transportation. Some of them, there's not a transit system that runs in Jamaica, not yet. I'm sure that that will be coming also. And with that, this is just a huge project. And how many homes are you guys actually building at Holland Estates?
We are building approximately 1,385 homes, and we believe that we will have about between 5,000 and 6,000 people living there, plus about 500 to 1,000 students living there as well.
That's right. That particular development includes what is called University Town. Tell us a little bit about how University Town actually became a part of Holland Estates.
It was a pretty novel concept. The reality is that I strongly believe that in the 21st century we need to have a global university. A university cannot prosper if does not accept student and professor from abroad and is not able to send their student and professor abroad. Unfortunately, the campus of UTech University is in Kingston, and for maybe not valid reason, but Kingston is considered a very dangerous area. And it is very difficult for parents that are spending a fortune, especially in the United States or in Canada, to send their children to university, to send them even for a semester in a place that, accordingly to the newspaper, is not safe. And that I had the idea to build, instead of a huge campus, we do a huge campus and so on for 15 or 20,000 students, would have been much easier to build satellite school that could be housed in very nice community, obviously closer to amenities that students would like to have, like our beautiful Caribbean Sea or Margaritaville or other entertainment type of things that students are obviously searching. And I'm very happy to say that Professor Morrison, Errol Morrison, that is the president of the university, immediately embraced this idea, and that is how we start our partnership.
Okay, very good. Now, there's this concept that has become an immediate phenomenon, but for many, it has not been an immediate phenomenon. It's been something that's going on most of the time. It's called globalization. So, with globalization and business owners just doing business in their local area, I always challenge individuals as a global business consultant to expand beyond their parameters. What do you have to say about globalization?
I'm absolutely in favor of globalization, but I am not in favor of globalization just as avoidance of taxes. I think that is something that President Obama is trying to fight, and I hope that this fight will be successful, because I strongly believe that is every individual all over the world will pay their fair share of taxes, we will all live much better. And that is a reason why I applaud anyone who is going and build abroad, but not if you just do it for tax reason or for employing cheap labor or let's say exploit labor. That I'm completely against it.
Okay, I agree with you as well. I'm against that as well. For as long as you've been in business, which if you've lived in New York 30 years, I'm sure you've been doing business for about 30 years. Um, what would you tell a business owner? What would be some advice that you would give a business owner, especially in such tumultuous economic times abroad? Which for me, I don't think that there's a recession. I just think that there's a repositioning that needs to take place. But what advice would you give a business owner for beyond their locale?
What I will tell to a business owner is what my father told me probably 40 or 45 years ago. And that was you make money with good idea and not with money. So just try to think out of the box. Just try to have some new idea to do something good, and also try to do something that mankind need and can afford, and you'll be successful.
Okay, for me, I believe that if a business does not extend their boundaries right about now, beyond their particular locale, there may be a possibility that they will be non-existent. What do you say about that concept?
Oh, that I agree with you 100%. You I agree 100%, and I also can disagree, because depends where your business is. Obviously, if now you're setting up something in China where there are about 1,300,000,000 people, probably the local market is certainly large enough. But if you are in an island like Jamaica, you certainly need to be global. And if you are lucky enough to have been educated in good school in Europe or in United States, I think it is your duty to be global, because it's your duty to try to export your knowledge to country where education is not as good and productivity is not as good.
Okay. I hear a lot of business owners, their main concern is money. And I agree with you. I think the idea is greater than money, because with a great idea, money will come to it. So when you hear a business owner, perhaps you may not hear this as much as I do, but when they struggle with financial issues, what do you say about that?
I never had a problem to get financing on a good project or a good idea. I have to say I've been very lucky. I do not like to work with several institutions. I've been very faithful to my bank in New York. I'm very faithful to my bank here in Jamaica. And I think that if you if you have a good name, if you have a good reputation, if you have a good project, financing is not going to be a problem.
Okay, so as we wrap up this interview, you would 100% unequivocally encourage people to invest in Jamaica right at this point, right?
Absolutely. I think that the future here is going to be very bright. I think that as soon as people will have better housing, will have better education, they will be more productive. And I really believe that in a global world, the price today in Jamaica are so much lower than in other Caribbean islands that there is no doubt that the success will be here.
Okay, and my final question, because I'm also an educator, we've all attended university, and the thought pattern that comes along with university is attend university, get a job, work for a Fortune 500 company, strive for your corner office, or, as near possible as you can get to the chief executive officer spot. What would you say to students who are pursuing business careers? And you're saying think outside the box to the business owner, but what would you say to the student who's maybe 18 to 21, 22 years old about business?
I would say that the most important thing in business is really to try to be honest, to try to pursue your passion. Do not go in business if that is not what you want to do. You'll be miserable all your life. It's much better and more profitable to be a happy electrician or a happy plumber than an unhappy employee working 9 to 5 behind the desk in a bank. And if my message is going to be to a student in Jamaica, my message will be don't run abroad, stay here. Help your country to progress. Help your country to be what should be.
Okay, I'd like to take this time to thank you for this interview and taking time out of your schedule. You have indeed esteemed me that you're a man of ethics, integrity, and loyalty to both your banks here in Jamaica and New York. And I'm certain that your project will be a success with Highland Estates, which is down in Trulani. So thanks again, and I appreciate the interview.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
You're watching Global Business News on Erica A. Murray TV.